things that are facts can be dated. All right, that seems right. But if it is right, then immediately we've got a puzzle. How could death be bad for me? If death was bad for me, that would be a fact. If my death is bad for me, that would be a fact. And we'd ask, well, when is that fact true? You might say, well, it's not true now. Death isn't bad for me now. I'm not dead now. Maybe death is bad for me when I'm dead? But that seems very hard to believe. I mean, when I'm dead, I don't exist, right? How could anything be bad for me then? Surely you've got to exist. So there's a puzzle about dating the badness of death. Now, it may be that this puzzle about time and the date of the badness of death is what Epicurus had in mind. There's a passage that I'm going to read to you in a moment from Epicurus. This passage has puzzled people, has puzzled philosophers ever since. Epicurus seems to be putting his finger on something puzzling about death, though it's difficult to pin down exactly what it is that's bugging him. So we're going to try an interpretation or two, but first, here's the passage from Epicurus. So death, the most terrifying of ills, is nothing to us, since so long as we exist, death is not with us. But when death comes, then we do not exist. It does not then concern either the living or the dead, since for the former it is not, and the latter are no more. To say, it's not altogether clear what Epicurus is bothered by there, but one possible interpretation is this puzzle about the timing of the badness of death. Death can't be bad for me now, because I'm alive. Death can't be bad for me when I'm dead. I am no more then. How can things be bad for me then? But if death has no time at which it's bad for me, and if anything that's true, any fact has to have a time when it's true, then the purported fact that death is bad for me can't really be a fact. All right, how could we respond to this objection? Well, one way, of course, is to accept the objection, say, you're right, death isn't really bad for me, and some philosophers have indeed accepted that very conclusion, maybe Epicurus. But most of us want to say, no, death is bad for me, and so we need a better answer to the, oh yeah, when is it bad for you? Objection. Two possible responses. One possible response would be to grab the bull by the horns and say, death is bad for me. Facts do have to be dated. Let me tell you when it's bad for me. The other possible response is to grab, as it were, the other horn and say, death is bad for me, and I agree that I can't date it, but you were wrong to assume that all facts have to be dateable. There are some things that are true that we can't put a date on. Let's start with the second. Could there be some things that are true that we can't put a date on? Well, here's one, I think, maybe. Suppose that on Monday I shoot John. I wound him with the bullet that comes out of my gun. But it's not a wound directly into his heart. He simply starts bleeding. And he bleeds slowly. So he doesn't die on Monday. He's wounded and he's dying, but he doesn't die on Monday. On Tuesday, let's suppose that I have a heart attack and I die. John's still around. Bleeding, but still around. On Wednesday, the loss of blood finally overtakes him and John dies. All right? So I shoot him on Monday, I die on Tuesday, John dies on Wednesday. Now, I killed John. I take it we're all in agreement about that. If I hadn't shot him, he wouldn't be dead. I killed him. When did I kill him? Did I kill him on Monday, the day I shot him? Well, that doesn't seem right. He's not dead on Monday. How can I kill him on Monday? Oh, he died on Wednesday. Did I kill him on Wednesday? Well, how could that be? I don't even exist on Wednesday. I died myself on Tuesday. How can I kill him after I'm dead? So I didn't kill him on Monday, didn't kill him, rather on Wednesday. I didn't kill him on Monday, didn't kill him on Wednesday when he dies. When did I kill him? Well, maybe the answer is there's no particular time at all when I killed him, but for all that, it's true that I killed him. What makes it true that I killed him? What makes it true that I killed him is that on Monday I shot him, and on Wednesday he died from the wound. That's what makes it true. But when did I kill him? Maybe we can't date that. Suppose we can't. If we can't, then there are facts that you can't date, like the fact that I killed John. If there are facts that you can't date, maybe here's another one. My death is bad for me. When is that true? Can't date it, but for all that, maybe it's true.